Hi, this is Lydia Brown. Welcome to your Week 12 Email Marketing Part 2 100-Day Transformational Challenge webinar. So, we're going to continue about email marketing. We went over that in week 8, and I have some more information to give you, particularly because we did do in last week the product creation. So, we're going to be going over rules for email marketing. I have 6 of them I'd like to introduce to you tonight. So, rule 1 is email 3 times per week. The real money is in the relationship that you build with your subscribers. It's not just about getting people to opt in. Some people get all excited about having opt ins and miss that the engagement is as important as we discussed in part 1 of email marketing. Now that you have learned how to create your own products, it is important to be on top of the initial engagement you have with your new subscribers. So, rule number 1, email your list 3 times per week. When your list is interested in you, they are not concerned that you have emailed them more than once in a week. Your subscribers become accustomed to and look forward to your email showing up in their inbox. When your subscribers trust you to send value, they then feel comfortable to respond to your request to take action steps that you have shared in your email, and they become buyers. Let's talk a little bit about the life cycle of the subscriber. When new to your list, a subscriber is more likely to follow through with your directions, to take action steps in your content, and buy your offer. You can take advantage of this hot sweet spot by having your follow up sequence in place, as we discussed in the previous email marketing webinar, which is week 8. Set up a minimum of about 7-part sequence. Your follow up emails, when soon as someone opts in, you have them separated maybe by 2 days, 3 days, and provide awesome value, write using your own voice. You have your own personality shine through, and have a place where the subscriber will, there'll be a link for them to go to your product or your affiliate offer or a blog post or to sign up for a webinar. That's what you want to do. From there, continue to provide consistent value at a minimum 3 times per week. In the beginning, they're hot. You want to get them. When they become loyal to you, if for some reason you want to email once a week, but be in front of them in the beginning. Don't miss a beat. Don't worry about unsubscribers. Unsubscribers are part of our business. Don't let your ego get in the way. You don't want people on your list who are not interested in what you have and that are just hanging around waiting for you to come through with some kind of free offer. These hanger ons lose interest and they don't open your emails. Then your open rate becomes very low as that number goes up compared to how many people you have on your list that are engaging. So don't let your ego get in the way. People unsubscribe, that's fine. They don't have a need for your information. Don't assume that your information isn't of value. Rule number 2, I'll call personality marketing. You want to stand out from the rest, and not always, it's not always easy, but it's doable with practice. Look at your own inbox. Most of the emails are boring, cut and paste, have very little or no value, no personality to it, just some words there filling up your inbox. You want to be different by entertaining your audience, and by that I mean stand out from the crowd. This will take practice, but you'll get good at it. You're sending emails out a week, and then it'll just become a part of you, something to do. You might even end up going back and revamping your first email sequence because you're really finding your voice, your personality is becoming strong, you're enjoying it, and you realize it for yourself. Make your emails fun to read, be personable as you guide your subscriber to sign up for a webinar, watch a video, visit your blog, or to click a link to purchase a product, be it yours or as an affiliate, okay? As a marketer, your job is to provide awesome value and keep your subscribers wondering what is coming next. Think of the few people whose list you are on and what it is about his or her email that keeps you reading those emails. I'm not talking about um, the people who are famous that you just stay on their list just because. I mean those people whose emails you read often because you know you will be learning something, or they make you laugh, and or you walk away with a good thought for the day because that's how empowered you feel when you read this person's email. Your personality is your secret sauce. No one can replicate you. So get comfortable with showing up, showing off, and being you. Okay? Remember, there's money in your story, so be yourself and allow the reader to get to know you. It's just not a problem for them to get to know you. It'll work for you. It will increase your income. So here's the email sample I want to read to you. Hey, whoever's name you're mailing, this email is kind of personal. This week we had family visit from California. We spent time together shopping, going to the theater, looking at family photos, just enjoying some awesome family time together. It reminded me of how blessed I am to have such a wonderful family, even the ones that push the limits. If you are like me, you probably get caught up with work and forget how important family time is. The question I ask myself is, isn't that why I decided to have a home business so I could have more time with friends and family? My challenge to you is that this week you will take 30 minutes to spend time with your family and call a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time. Make today count. Tomorrow isn't promised to you. Thank you for being on my list, reading my emails, and contacting me. Lydia. P.S. I will be sending you a special video on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. So, in this email, there's a few things going on. I'm letting them know it's going to be kind of personal, and that piques a little curiosity. Ooh, what she or he going to share? And then I talk about what's going on with me, and it's not anything great and wonderful, but it just made me think about I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying being in a home business. And then my message went on to give them a task, to challenge them, to do something different. So there might be quite a few people on your list that need that reminder. It worked for me. Why not share it with them? And then I thank them for being on my list. And I keep it like it's personal to you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being on my list, reading my emails, and emailing me back and contacting me. Whatever you want to thank them for, to let them know that they matter to you. And then my PS is really like a teaser, which we're going to get into in a few, is to let them know I'm going to have something special on you on Monday. And these people are going to be listening and waiting and watching for what's going on Monday. Ooh, I can't wait. And that's what you want to set up that feeling. Another thing about personality marketing I'll refer to as the Super Bowl effect. And it's about, now this is like when you talk about some personal thing that's going on in your life, you're building a connection with these people. Okay, so remember when the Super Bowl was going on? We got the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, and this could be anybody's logo. It could be a college logos or whatever. If you're driving down the street and you see someone, if you're a Patriot fan during the Super Bowl, they have a one of those banners on their car, and you're like, yeah, there's somebody, they with the same team as I am. It might bring a smile to your face. If you were outside of that car and that person say had on a t-shirt or a sweatshirt that had the New England Patriots, you could easily, in the right setting, just start mingling with that person and talking about the Patriots like you knew this person forever. You're making a connection. You might not ever see each other again, but you enjoyed each other's company and you've got this one thing in common. you know. And that's, I'm referring to as the Super Bowl effect. You could call it the Notre Dame effect. You could call it whatever you want to use as an example. So by you sharing, if you wrote an email about you watch the Oscars the other night, and what inspired you. I'll tell you a good example from one of my mentors. I received an email. She watched the Oscars the other day, and you may be on her list also. But if you received the email, and she talked about how these people have reached a pinnacle in their life, something they're really enjoying themselves, they're receiving a reward, but they started from nothing. They started out with the struggle, they started from nothing. And she tied that message into, what about us? Identifying with starting out and having a home business, and then moving up along the in your niche, in your industry, and becoming somebody standing on stage providing value. She made that connection. It was personal, but it had a natural effect to help somebody realize that this dream could come through for them, and don't worry about the fact that you're new to this now. And that's making that connection. That's that personality marketing, which is a real significant part of being successful and connecting yourself with your readers. And when you create your own product, or you're doing affiliate marketing, as new people come into your list, you want to make that connection fast, because a lot of people are getting on tons of people's lists, and you want to stand out from the other people before they unsubscribe or just don't open. And that's how you do it. So another way, rule number 3 is don't fear controversy. If your values are different, be different. Not everyone is going to agree with you, so state what you believe in. Be you and be entertaining. But don't steer the pot and not have a solution. Provide value, have facts to back yourself up. Don't just start something just to be starting it. You want to let people know why you think the other way. There's so many people out there that think to the left, and they think the masses are thinking to the right, and they don't want to steer the pot, so they don't stand out for themselves. But a lot of people who are following, this leader, that leader, and they disagree, they're just afraid to say they disagree and start their own path and create their own following, because this so-called guru is making all this money, therefore they must know better. No, because someone's making a lot of money right now, yes, they know some things you may not know, but that doesn't mean they're more intelligent than you, that you don't have a voice and you could create your own following. There are people that might really need to hear what you have to say. Be yourself, and don't be afraid to go out, because that's the group that you want to bring, towards you, draw them and attach yourself to, because you're being you. You can't always speak up about what somebody else is doing and you don't really buy into it, because you'll never be able to sell it. You'll never be able to buy back a product up that you created or someone else if you're sending out a message that you wholeheartedly don't believe in. So don't fear controversy. Have your facts and prove why you think this is your way. I'll give you a good example. You have a lot of people sending emails out saying SEO is dead, blogging's dead. Then you have other people saying you'll never really make it without SEO. You'll never really make it without a blog. Well, of course, there's people who make it without a blog. They found something that they just became so qualified to um, to duplicate and teach you, so you can duplicate, and they manifest a lot of money, okay, because that worked for them. That's their style. Their learning style made them easier to master this, or they stayed up late at night until they made it work, and it's what they love. So people are going to talk about what works for them. It doesn't mean other things don't work for them, uh, doesn't work for other people. It just didn't work for this person, but they found something that did. So you need to be able to say, this is why I believe this is the better way, regardless of what everybody else is saying. This is a better way, and here's why. And create your own following. That's why you need to have the facts. Be thought provoking. Don't worry about if people write your email and say, I disagree, I'm getting off your list. Boy, you had them thinking. Don't worry about it. They might learn later that you were right all along. And if they don't, so what? What about the rest of the people who will be sending you emails or commenting on your comment on Facebook? And every time somebody comments, what happens? It goes viral a little bit more engagement. So don't be afraid because you never know what's going to happen and what it's going to bring you until you step out on faith and be yourself, because being anybody else in your emails is going to kill your list. So now we're going to talk about rule number 4, which is storytelling. Good stories compel people to change. we, we change the way we feel because a good story brings about emotions. You know, it could be sad, it could be very happy, it can make you feel hopeful. It's a good thing. Good stories challenge us to think about the way we think. Is it right? Is it wrong? Should we hold on to this practice, this way of life that we have? You know, good stories affect the way we act. Sometimes you could hear this quote over and over and over, and it sounds good. You know it's right, but you don't change. And then one day you read somebody's story and you identify with them so much that that quote stands out like you never heard it before, and you decide to make a vow to be invested in what you do. And I'm talking about personal or business. So think of a book that you read that really got you to do something different. Even if the book was full of ideas, there was just one thing, one part, it really had an effect on you and you did something different. We changed the way we behave because stories cause us to think and take action. For emails, it'll be a short story. You know, you don't have to talk about the whole day and every little thing you did, Thanksgiving or Christmas with your family, but you could very well just talk about this one little moment that stood out to you, what it means to you, and how it's had an impact on other things that you do. Okay? Tell a story about a time you experienced fear. Then present a challenge. Send a subscriber to a blog post where you wrote about how you experienced fear about something and how you overcame it. Or how you experienced fear and how it impacted your business because you didn't take suggestions and you did not overcome for a long time. And what was the sacrifice for that? This is a good way to bond, and you can use this often telling stories. There's no every email you could start off telling a little story and tie it in. Just take a few minutes to really think about your life. Don't see yourself as unimportant that you don't have a story that you could share with someone because you're keeping it short and you've experienced some things, good, bad, and different. Now think about how that relates to your business, how something personal, personal thought, personal behavior, whether it was your thought or behavior or someone else's, and how you could tie in the positive consequence or the negative consequence. Doesn't have to be a wild, epic story. It doesn't have to be profound. It's just your way of connecting. People want to hear about fun. They love distraction from their own daily routine, especially if he or she is bored with their own daily routine. So this way you can share your life with them and get them excited. People might say, well, Dad, they really enjoying life and they're learning some things. And, I can do some things if I listen to this person to bring some excitement in my life and some joy for myself and my family. Okay? Just sharing a small part of your day, something that happened in the past or something you desire for the future, helps bring you closer to your audience as you share how it relates to the message of the day or how it ties into a product you're promoting. You just think you watch television and you see from the ads all the distractions used, the getaway experience, the dream of being rich, the desire to be young and beautiful, and you have a person who is the example of that motivating um, message, sharing awesome details about how it's working for them, and all the things that come with it, all this glory, all this beauty, all these riches. And what people do is they sit at home as they run and they go online and they order or they run to the store and they buy. The commercial made them laugh or cry or both. It tugged at his or her heart. Just like you learned in week 8's training regarding using teasers and the sense of urgency to take action, millions of dollars of responses to 24 hours a day orders take place. just from people watching these commercials or seeing an ad in a magazine. And this stuff is created by strangers that they don't know, but it's triggering people to go share this information with their family, buy the product themselves. So this is a person to person message. People are reaching out and they're trying to get your feelings involved and they don't even know you. Well, you can do the same thing with email. So if you're going to be boring, your emails will get ignored. Your secret sauce is your personality. No one can replicate that, remember. Okay? You cannot be duplicated that way. Okay? That's why be unique and shine through in your emails. Rule number 5, every email must have one goal. Before you write your email, identify what is your goal. What do you want the reader to do? No distractions. Write the email focused on that one goal. Use only the link that corresponds with that one goal. Your email is not your sales page. What you're selling is the click. Okay? So just remember that you don't want to have 5 links to different things in your emails when you care about your list. That's a different type of email marketing that we're not talking about today because we're talking about going for the long term. We want to keep people on our list and we don't want to burn out our list. So you're going to have a message. You're going to tell a story. It's going to tie into what your message of the day is. Then you're going to have a call to action that's going to send them somewhere that's going to tie it all up for them. Okay. So rule number 6, curiosity gets the click. Headlines pique curiosity to open the mail. The body of the email piques curiosity to click the link or to look forward to the next email, like when we used the PS in the previous email sample I showed you. Okay? So then when they click the link in the email, it'll go to possibly your sales page. And your sales page, which would be a whole different training, is what will trigger them to click the link and hopefully buy your product. That's what your goal. We're talking about the humanization of business. People care more about who is trying to get their business. It's not this whole autonomous thing anymore. They want to feel some kind of connection with you. Things have changed. You can't remain hidden like years ago. Our potential customer is smarter and they need to know a little bit more about you and learn to trust you and feel like they're getting to know you, that a relationship is developing. So don't be afraid of writing personal stuff. No, I'm talking about personal, not private. Okay, so I'm not talking about telling your private business. Personal connections is just nice stuff you would feel comfortable talking about with a friend or a first time greeting with someone. Okay, you create curiosity to tease what's next. You leave them wanting for more. You don't reveal it all because each step of the way they're going to keep reading. We want them to read that full email, so you're piquing curiosity. We talked about the teaser in week 8. A sample headline for something like this would be not your normal traffic strategies for 2015. I bet you haven't heard of. Okay, so what I would say, well, I want to add something right here. I bet you haven't heard of these. Let me just tie that in right there so the sense makes a little sense. Okay? That's a headline teaser. And then they might say 2015. Everybody's talking about they're going to do things different when the new year comes. Great heading. And it will go, well, I want to learn about these traffic strategies. Everybody's worried about traffic. So if there's something new going on for 2015, let me get it now. Mind you, we're not talking about if they're going to use it or not, but they want to know. Okay? So that's a teaser to get them to open. And then your body copy is going to teach them along the way to keep reading and then follow that call to action. So, what I want to say is that The only way to get good at this is to practice. I suggest you watch week eight's email marketing training again, and then preview this video again, the replay. And the resources here are the same as what we had in week eight, because these are great resources to have if you're doing email. If you don't have an email autoresponder, here are suggestions. Get one. A subject line tester, headline analyzer, free email spam test, copywriting made easy. Click for deliverability issues if you want to figure out why you can't get your emails from your .com um, domain email. You want to see if your site is flagged or what have you, okay? So, week 12, the homework: create 7 email sequences using storytelling. Share at least one in the group and use the group for questions. I hope you enjoyed the email sequence, and hopefully we'll have some more information on this for you, but feel free to ask questions in the group about any of these techniques. Have a wonderful day.